Welcome to the CSAE podcast, Best Minds in Association. I'm Bob Golden, and I am the 6 days out past president of the Colorado Society Association Executives. And we have the 6 day in president of the Colorado Association Executives, Ty Adams. Ty, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks, Bob, for having me. Looking forward to helping lead the association, but I know you're not going to be too far away from me.
No, I won't. Never for a friend. So let me tell you a little bit about Tyrone Adams. Ty has been with the Colorado Association of Realtors for 28 years. It was 27 years and 11 months on your LinkedIn profile, so I rounded it up to 28 years. And Ty has been the CEO for the last 6.5 years of CAR. Ty graduated with a journalism degree from the University of Northern Colorado, and it's my understanding that you were a star athlete up at UNC.
All right.
So that's what I hear. So congratulations with that. And Ty and I both attended, and hopefully many of you did as well, the CSAE conference up in Vail, our first in-person conference in a couple of years, and I had the honor of passing the gavel over to Ty as the new president. So Ty, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're going to enjoy it. It will be a lot of fun. So Ty, I got some questions for you. And this podcast, just so you all know, is kind of an welcoming Ty to the president's position. We're going to talk a little bit about CSAE and some of the visions that he has and some of the things that CSAE will be doing in the year to come. But Ty, tell us first off, share anything about Ty Adams that you wish to share with your listening audience today, and then maybe transition right into how you got into working in association management.
Wow. Okay. Married, with 3 kids, grown children, 29, 27, and 24, yep. And 2 grandkids, 10 and 4. Coming from a pretty big family overall. I am a first generation Coloradoan. My family is actually from Texas, but my mother and my dad came here and had me. So proud to be a Coloradoan, nice. And all that good stuff. Went to the University of Northern Colorado, had a great time there. And, my journey into association management, for me, I didn't even know about the association world when I graduated. It was all about the corporate world. That's what everybody was preaching and practicing. And so I was looking at something in the corporate world. It was just by chance coming over from EchoStar, now called Dish Network, that I applied for the meeting and events and communication assistant position for the Colorado Association of Realtors, with the hope that the stepping stone on the communication piece would help me get to where I wanted to be in the corporate world. So that's how I got in. I would say probably, Bob, it was probably about 4 years in that I realized that I really liked being in the association. It really kind of meshed with me. And I think that's when I decided I wanted to be an association professional.
So I know you like, and most of your listening audience, our listening audience today know this, but association management means you work with members, right? And it takes a special person. Not everybody's cut out for it, but knowing you as long as I have, you like working with the members, don't you?
Oh yeah. I think that's one of the highlights of my job. And, working with people, working with the members, you get to work with people from all walks of life. They all have a lot of great stories to tell about their previous life before they were realtors, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely work with the members is a highlight of my career.
Well, one of the things we talked about that we were going to discuss today was, you've been in the industry a long time, which is admirable. I have as well. There's either something really wrong with us or there's something really, really right with us. But what do you find in particular? What are 1 or 2 things that you find most rewarding? I would say probably being a CEO, but also, in your time in the communications department. I mean, your tentacles have touched pretty much every part of the Colorado Association of Realtors. But, overall, with your past positions and the one you're in now, what's the most rewarding parts?
Well, I think what's rewarding is how you can see yourself grow in a company like this, and there's not a lot of layers that you can actually grow when it comes to this association. I mean, you're either an assistant or coordinator or on the senior level, or you're the CEO, right? Those are the three levels that you really have. But when you you take a different point of view of this, you can grow in a lot of different ways by doing different things. And that's one of the things I'm proud of, is that, I was always challenged with different things. And when you came on, you challenged me to take on a few different areas, and that, to take on those challenges and then be successful at them, I think that is what makes you more proud about doing things and feel gratification.
Yeah.
Because you're helping members be successful, but you're also that self-gratification of figuring out something very new.
Sure. Yeah, you heard Ty refer to the fact it was about 20 years ago when I came to be the CEO of the Colorado Association of Realtors, and Ty ran our communications meetings and events, and we had a good 10 years. We got a lot of great stuff done, and as you can see, Ty has grown to the position of CEO, and I'm very proud of you, Ty, as a friend and a colleague. It's really great to see. So you work with realtors, and so everybody has a different type of membership base. The organization I'm with has engineers and construction people, so everybody's got a different membership base. How do you? I guess the question actually I want to ask is, I mean, what are we all facing in the years to come, next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? We just went through COVID, and we've done a lot of these podcasts have been really focused on how did you get through the pandemic and how did you deal with your members. But we're not completely out of the woods. But aside from COVID and maybe the impacts of what COVID has had on organizations, what do you think generally membership-based organizations are going to be challenged with in the years ahead?
Oh, I think still the value proposition is one. That's always been a challenge anyway, right? I think that's going to continue. Yes, you're right. We did a lot of great things in the pandemic. We showed our resiliency by working through it and helping members. But still, this business is about what have you done for me lately? And, while there might be a little carryover in 2021 about some of the things we did, 2022, it's going to be right back. I think people are going to say, hey, okay, that was 2 years ago you guys did that. What about now?
Sure.
And you look at the inventory, how things are with this industry, housing inventory is really, really low. So our members are going to be challenged with different things in their own businesses. So as an association, I think that's where we have to continue to pivot and to be flexible and nimble and all those good things, just to make sure that we're still doing the best we can for the membership and meeting their needs where they are then. So I think that's going to be a challenge. And then I think, the individual workplace, Bob, we talked about this a little bit at the meetings. The workplace is changing. It used to be that you go in and clock in from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 every day. Well, now everybody knows that we can work remotely. And that's becoming in high demand, that people want to work remotely.
Sure.
You have some people want to come to the office, but you got a lot of people who want to work remotely. And I think I think it's a good thing, but I also think that we have to be very careful, because how are we going to build that team camaraderie that we were able to build? I mean, if you think about the times that we talk about the cartoons and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
We were able to build that camaraderie because we were there at the office.
Sure.
And we had, and now everything wasn't always rosy, but we were still there. We spent time there. And now you're going to have a workforce that is going to be working more independently, maybe even the majority of the time. And so how's that going to do for continuity and building camaraderie and building trust with one another?
All big challenges. And the reference that Ty made when he said cartoons, that was our car softball team, and we weren't very good, but we sure had a lot.
Oh, we were good. We went to the championship how many times?
Oh, we did? Oh, I guess out of that of mine. I don't know.
And don't forget the bowling too. We were also
yeah, we were very competitive bowlers. So Ty, this isn't something we talked about prior to, but it's something that just came to mind. I've been reflecting on last week quite a bit, and I remember when we made the decision to go in person, I was just hoping and praying we'd get 100 people, and we got closer to 150 people. And I've been thinking a lot, and I'll let you answer first, and then I'll maybe share some thoughts. But I've been thinking about how people responded, how they were up at our conference up in Vail, and all very positive from my standpoint. But what kind of jumped out? It was our first in-person meeting in a really long time of any kind of in-person meeting, whether it was with realtors or engineers or whatever. But what were some impressions that you got from our attendees at the conference? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. What I took away from that is it's one thing to register and show up, but they participated. They were engaged. You know, people didn't go and often. I mean, think about it, we're in Vail, so you could do a lot of great things in Vail. It's beautiful, right? We have great weather, but they were engaged. They stayed around. They went to the sessions. They participated in different things. I mean, they didn't just leave, and use this as a vacation. So I thought that was very positive. I thought that the questions were great. When all the sessions I were in, there were always a lot of questions. And I mean, think about the second day. Didn't we run over like two of the sessions ran over
Yep. Yeah,
for like maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's just because they were really good sessions. They were really engaged in those sessions. So I think engagement is what I really saw, and I was really happy to see.
Yeah, and I agree 100% what you said. I think a couple of thoughts I had were people were just really, really desiring to be with other people. I mean, I saw that from the second I walked in the hotel and we had our first lunch, and people just wanted to interact. I felt good sitting near people. It'd been so long since I sat next to you at a couple of the meals, and it just was so fun to actually be able to, touch people and hug some people. I mean, I don't know if you did this or not, but when I walked up to people, I could tell whether they wanted to embrace or not, and it was a sense of peace. But, to your point, I think people were really hungry for in-person learning, and that's what I saw. I mean, every event that I went to or participated in, people were engaged. Just so that's exactly the word you said, was engaged. So I think it was, it was what we should have done. And CSAE has another lunch this Thursday or Friday up in Golden. So if you haven't signed up for that and you're listening to this podcast, actually this podcast probably won't be done by the time Friday comes, but still a good plug for CSAE. But yeah, the conference, and when Kathy and I left the hotel, it just felt good. It was a very rewarding a few days. So I agree. And just a reminder that we're going back up to Vail next June. We'll be at the Vail Marriott. So I don't remember the dates, but sometime in June, you can look on the website and find them. Okay, a couple more questions for you, Ty. So, my year as president was challenging, but we got a lot more done, and I had very little to do with it. But, we did a lot for the members. I mean, the podcast example, we did a lot of Zoom training and networking and things. So now we're back to in person in a lot of ways. What are your thoughts on what are some things that CSA is focusing in it? Tyrone Adams is a servant leader. I can tell you that, folks. And so this won't be about Ty. This will be about CSAE, and he's surrounded himself with some people that are really supportive. But what are some things that you think CSA can do to assist and support either the existing members, or we may have some people out there listening to this podcast that are like, I might check this CSA thing out. What would you tell people right now for the year coming up?
I would tell them, give it a chance. There's a lot of great things that are going on with CSAE. I think, like I told you during the conference, that I think we have a solid foundation, and now it's just time to build on that. You look at the networks and the connections that we all make while we attend the CSAE meetings, even the lunch and learns. I mean, it's phenomenal. So now when you need help or you need an ally to help you with a situation that we all face at some point in time in our careers, it's there. They also have a lot of resources that we can kind of tap into and figure out how to be better at our jobs. So, from a professional growth standpoint, Bob, that was one of the best things you could have challenged me with. And you challenged me back in, I think it was 2006, to get involved with CSAE and DELP and ASAE and all that. I know that they're not all connected, but when I got involved with CSAE and then ASAE as well, it helped me become that better professional that I said I was aspiring to be. So I give kudos to you, but also give kudos to CSAE, because those lunch and learns and those conferences and meeting different people of all walks of life and different associations really help elevate me help me get to where I am today.
That is such a great way to put it. Give it a chance, right? And I would extend an offer to any of you listening to this podcast. You can reach out to Ty or myself or JT, our executive director at CSAE, and just come and try one of the lunch and learns like we're doing this Friday, and just see what it's like to be in a room, to be at a table with your colleagues. It's phenomenal. And I just think that's such a good mantra, is just say you should just check it out. Because honest to goodness, I think everybody that I've ever suggested attend a CSAE event has always, sometimes they thank me. I had no idea. That there were other people that were dealing with the same things I am. I picked up so many great ideas. So what a great idea, Ty. See, you're 6 days in and you're already leaving. Way to go, Ty. That's awesome. So,
hey, a good mentor.
So last question. What do you got planned other than the CSA conference in Vail? What do you got planned for fun this summer?
Ooh, wow. Probably go to Mexico. I mean, me and the family have been looking to go to Mexico again and just relax and have a good time. My wife turns 50, so I have to do something big for her. That's going to always be great. So we'll get the family all together for that.
Well, you better hope Stacy doesn't hear this podcast that you just told the listening globe that she's turning 50.
No, she's not big on surprises. So I decided, I told her that we're going to do something big for her 50th. And I just need the names. I don't have all of her contact names. So give me the names and we'll take care of it from there.
There you go.
Just show up.
That's awesome, Ty. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, listen, I've already pledged my support to you next year, and you've got a lot of great people on the board. We have some tremendous new directors that were sworn in last week at the conference. So I know we're going to have a great year. I can tell our listening audience that Ty Adams is a good man and he's a good leader, and we're going to make great things happen. So anything else that you want to share with the listening audience before we sign off today?
I'm always going to do a call for action, and that is get involved. We talk about give it a try by becoming a member, but also get involved. These associations don't run themselves. It's run by volunteers, and I know we're all busy, but find a place you can be passionate about and give us a little bit of your time. It'll be worthwhile. Awesome.
Great message. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Adams, your 2021-2022 president of the Colorado Site Association Executives. Want to remind everybody that you likely found this podcast on the CSAE.org website, where all of our podcasts, I think this is our 9th or 10th, I'm not sure. We can find them along with a lot of other resources about association management, association work, etc. So if you don't know much about CSA, we encourage you to check it out and become part of our organization. Ty, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Bob.
All right. See you soon.
All right.